No, I'm really just
The BPO industry is regarded as a priority by the Philippines Development Plan as essential to the country's 10 high priority development areas. To further entice investors, existing government programs include incentives such as tax holidays, tax exemptions, and simplified export and import procedures. Aside from paving the way for more jobs to be outsourced, the BPO industry is also bringing back benefits to countries like the UK and the US. For instance, since outsourcing helps lower your operating expenses, you can save on the costs for the production of your goods and services. Especially in this type of situation, pandemic, BPO is one that helps us to keep our economy intact. Presenting to you all our guest speaker for today. He's been in the industry for many years. Let's welcome Mr. Seph Eusebio.
Good morning, Mr. Seph Eusebio. Thank you for accepting this invitation for today for our interview. So, you've been in a BPO industry for a very long time, if I got that correct. Can you tell us how long have you been in your company for today?
Um, on my current company, I've s- um I'm recently employed here, but from my previous company, I'm already about 2 years,
Mhm.
2.5 years, I think.
Oh, that's very long. 2.5 years. So, can you tell
Yes.
us what is the first BPO company you've joined, the recent BPO company you've joined, and your position before and now?
Um, before my previous company is Concentrics. It is Convergys first, but it was bought by Concentrics, and I've been a customer service representative there, and I got promoted. And once or I previously I become a coach, or usually known as SME, or subject matter expert. And currently I'm now employed on task as a um, customer service representative again.
What do you think is the difference from the workload from today and your previous job?
I think the workload right now on my present job is that um, there's a lot of workload that was lifted from my previous job, and it is easier, even if it is a financial account.
Mhm. Thank you. Actually, the reason why I chose this topic and chose it to be our interview for today, because I myself experienced to be a call center agent before, and I'm very interested for tenured agents like you. If how are you going through today, especially in this kind of situation, which is the pandemic. Now, also upon researching and plus my knowledge in this field, call center doesn't have only one account or department. Do you think you belong to the right department as a CSR?
I think yes, because before I've been employed, or I've been transferred to different departments, such as non-voice, back office, and also voice. And there's a lot of different tasks to do on that different, since there were different departments. And right now I think I'm on the right department because I enjoy what I'm doing.
Thank you. And I think that's very important for you to enjoy what you're doing and love the job that you're working right now. Now, for the next question, I would like to know what do you think is the hardest part of your job?
I think the hardest part of my job is the culture barrier and the
Mhm.
language barrier. Since yes, we learn English on our schools, but we're not particularly familiar with their accent. Yes, we watch a lot of movies. We watch a lot of American series, but personally, on my experience, it is not enough to just watch different movies. You may watch documentaries about them, and also I can tell that experience is the best teacher for.
Thank you. And I think that Filipinos are very good in English language because this is our not our mother tongue, but we are able to speak and understand other people's, especially foreigners who are talking to us in English, right? And yeah,
Yes,
I have also experienced that before when talking to a customer. But yeah, let's move on.
and honestly, a lot of Americans were not good at their sentences and grammars.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying that too, especially in BPO company, since they were the one who experienced to talk to a lot of customers, especially foreigners and English or American. Now, um, beside from the first answer that you've mentioned earlier, that you love what you are doing, what do you think is the other reason for you to stay and keep your passion in this field?
One of my motivation on continuously taking or continuously working at BPO is that you were you receive a right compensation from the job what for the job that you're doing for them, and also they provide a lot of incentives and benefits like health cards, and also a lot of allowances that is added to your basic pay or basic pay.
Yeah, thank you so much. I believe healthcare is very important, especially in the people who are not sleeping in it's not sleeping early, like you do stay up late, especially if you're a graveyard shift, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I understand. And I've also experienced that before, sleeping, that your body clock doesn't work like how it used to be. Now, many people are saying that if you end up working as a call center agent, there is this stereotype that you earn a lot of money, or they say easy money or easy job. And on the other hand, the call center work is joined with the word lang, or they say call center lang yan. Have you ever experienced this kind of situation?
Before I entered BPO, us- um, honestly, before I graduated college, a lot of my classmates tell me that they won't apply for a BPO agent or BPO company because they thought that it was just a dead end job or brain dead job. But honestly, when I first entered the BPO, I was culturally shocked, and it gave me a lot of nerves, a lot of goosebumps from what I've learned and what I've experienced. So for me, yes, they can stereotype or they can call us that call center agent lang yan. But honestly, if they enter this one, their point of view will change, and we just laugh. And usually when they call us a call, cent- call center agent ka lang, we just laugh at them and answer them that hindi sila pumasa sa interview.
Thank you so much for that. Actually, before I joined as a call center agent, I also have this kind of thinking. But when I joined, I at the call center company, I also have the mindset that changed over time as I work there. And likewise, I've also learned a lot of things. And thanks to that, I was able to improve my English speaking skills as well as the communication skills.
Good for you.
Thank you. Okay, I think that's the correct way to do it to handle the situation. Just like what they said, silence is the best revenge.
Yes.
Okay, I just heard that somewhere. I did not make that up. All right. Now, moving on. How hard is it for you to cope up with this stereotype and work in a BPO company?
For me, it is not that hard for me to receive such criticisms because what you call um, being practical, being on call center or being on a BPO company, you may able to get money, a lot of money beside from the basic pays that you are receive because of the additional allowances and benefits that can help you to live your life. So I would what I did is just ignore them.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's very nice of you not to do anything but just to ignore them. And actually, I don't believe that working in a call center is an easy job because you have to work for it. You have to earn and do everything the best you can because there are incentives, but you have to work for it so that you will be able to receive the right amount of money, right? Like what they said. If I may ask you, what are the good and bad things that working in a call center had given you?
I think for the good, there's a lot of good influence on me because it teaches you a feeling of being a customer service representative. It will give you a lot of patience to help the customers. Also, there's a lot of um, there's a lot of malpractices or experiences that you've been through, but usually all you just need to do is work with integrity and avoid fraudulent events
Mhm.
or fraudulent acts. And for the bad sides, I think if you're easily be if you're easily being influenced, then you will learn how to drink alcohol, how to
Mhm.
smoke cigarettes, and maybe worse, you may know how to use drugs. But
Mhm.
for me, I don't have any friends that is influencing me about that.
Thank you. And for the good thing you've mentioned, I understand because patience, that's what I think I lack because that's the reason why I ended up resigning to my previous job because I can't handle their attitudes. But I'm not saying that everyone or the foreigner are the same with their attitudes. And with the bad side you've mentioned, yeah, it depends on how you accept things and how you cope up with your environment and the people around you. Thank you for that very informative answers. Now, for my next question, what is the most difficult experience you have encountered in working in this field or in this industry?
I think the most unwanted experience that I encountered here on BPO is that having a toxic management. Because usually on BPO companies there will be a lot or there will be an annual increase on your salary, but on my previous company, which is I already told you earlier, which is concentrics. Not all concentrics is like this, but what I encountered is that there's a palakasan system
Mm.
or what they call them is politica on the management where if you're not their dog or lap dogs, you won't receive any increase or you won't receive any promotions. I received promotion once for being an SME because I give my best and I gave them past scorecards, so
Well,
they
that's
won't be
very
able
nice.
to say no to me.
Hmm. Yeah, that's very nice. And I would like to congratulate you for your promotion. Okay, now I have here a segment called Double Q or what we call the quickie questions. All you have to do is answer the question that first comes to your mind. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Don't worry, these questions are only easy questions and just for fun and to lift up the energy or the atmosphere. First, what is your most favorite BPO company?
I think my current company, which is Task Us,
Thank
because
you.
they put people first before profit.
Thank you. Next, if you were to pick from voice to non-voice account, which one would you choose?
The most easy question, which is I think yes, the non-voice account. They won't give you stress, but still it is still tiring.
I see. Thank you. Next, girlfriend from BPO industry or not BPO industry?
Both.
So you would like to have two.
Maybe.
All right. Next, which position is the most enjoying position you've ever handled?
I think because I already an SME before, and also I experienced being a TL once, so
Hmm,
I'm just a acting TL. So I think it is better to be a TL because there's a great increase on salary.
I see. Thank you. Next, in your opinion, who is more difficult to handle? American customers or half American, half Filipino customers?
I think it's too much to handle the American customers because they feel that they were all entitled on all things.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I really do experience that before. All right.
And the
And
worst
that,
one is the half no, not the pure Chinese from America.
yeah, you.
Not a racist, but
Mhm,
honestly, it is hard to talk with them because it is like you're talking to a robot,
mhm.
which a Chinese robot like that.
Yeah, thank you for this disclaimer. Actually, I've experienced also before, and they will get angry to you if you were not able to understand what they're trying to say. Yeah, thank you. And that's all for our interview. Before we end up formally our interview, what can you advise from people working in a call center and those who underestimate this industry?
I think for the one who underestimates this industry, yes, they can look down on us, but right now we're the one who were carrying the economy of the Philippines. And for the or BPO agents, keep your head high because we earn our money on respectable ways.
Thank you so much, Mr. Seph Eusebio. Today's interview is very informative and I enjoyed it as well as thank you for your time. And that's all. God bless. Have a nice
Okay.
day.
Have a nice day also.